Meow 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 meow.
It means something different now, huh?
It has a completely different meaning. Hi guys, welcome back to the Mad Cinemists Show. I'm Scott G.
And I'm Phil D.
And we are talking about quite possibly the most I don't even know what to call this. It's
bad.
Barely a movie.
Yeah.
It's so we're talking about Pink Flamingos.
Ooh.
And you actually suggested this one.
Well, I mean, we're doing bad movies.
Right, yeah.
And that's really the worst movie that I can think of immediately off the top of my head. It's like, oh, Pink Flamingos?
Yeah.
I've said that jokingly to people just to fuck with them before, where they're like, oh, what's your favorite movie? I'm like, oh, it's, Pink Flamingos. Because a lot of people don't know about that movie. So if someone knows about it, then they're like, that's funny. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking joking. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way you're serious about that. There's no fucking way. This is so... A film by John Waters. Starring Divine.
Yeah.
Who, if you don't know, is like a famous drag queen from the 70s.
Yeah.
She was the real world basis for Ursula.
Yeah, and she did the Broadway version of Hairspray for years.
Yeah, for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I
don't
really
know any of the
know.
rest of the cast. Yeah, we didn't look any of this up. Sorry. I mean,
I'm not going to. I've seen about as much as I want to of this movie.
We like Connie and Raymond.
Connie and Raymond were really good.
Mm-hmm.
The two, I guess they would be antagonists. So
sure.
Yeah, but I mean, because they're pretty. Everybody in this movie, they're just terrible, awful people.
And that's the point.
That's kind of the point. Is they so Divine, in the movie, gets a reputation as the filthiest person on the planet, and Connie and Raymond are upset because they think she's stealing their thunder. That they, in fact, are the filthiest people on the planet,
and they won't stand for that shit.
And boy, let me tell you.
So who's worse? Because once you find out what Connie and Raymond are doing, I mean, I looked over at Scott when they show the dungeon scene. When you find out that Connie and Raymond are
just picking up women off the side of the road,
chloroforming them, raping them, farming babies, and then selling them to people.
Right. And so on top of all, burning down trailers and
and numerous other debaucherous acts.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, even that within itself is just bad enough to where I honestly feel like they kind of win.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. It's just,
which is why they had to die.
So just for anyone who thinks to themselves, oh, maybe this would be an interesting watch. And
I don't recommend it, actually.
No, at all. No, you
don't really want to know.
This movie is not bashful whatsoever.
I
mean, it is really just like John Waters' id.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's pouring his brain while he's on poppers out into a glass.
Absolutely.
And then forcing it into your mouth.
People actually do poppers in the fucking movie. What the fuck?
There's quite a few things in this movie that are, unacceptable. Like
absolutely.
That kind of thing, and the thing is, I know people want to go for the whole, but it's art thing. And I think that there are certain things that are like, I see what you're saying. But where's that line?
Where's the line?
And a lot of it just kind of boils down to, what are you getting caught with?
Yeah.
And what country are you doing it in?
Absolutely.
And that becomes really gray, But so I have to tangent here. I recently watched a movie called Come and See.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was telling you about this, Scott. Mm-hmm. It's a Russian war film about Belarusian soldiers, and it's about this kid that's going through a very fucked up situation during Nazi occupation, okay? And there's a scene where they kill a cow.
Okay.
If that something else could be going on where they did not just shoot a cow in the film. They could have
something,
but everything about it appears to me that they really killed a cow.
Absolutely.
But other than that one thing, I don't think the movie was that fucked up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Everything else was pretty much just like, oh, well, this is a movie about bad things, but nothing crosses that line.
Yeah.
And when we started watching this film, exactly what I said to you was...
They don't kill a cow.
Well, they don't kill a cow.
Well, they don't kill a cow. And I even asked you, is that a point in its favor? And you said, not really. And you weren't fucking wrong.
I asked him if he was ready to watch this movie.
And no, I was not. Because this is my first time seeing it. This would be your second time watching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Other than us talking about how bad it is, I had no intention of ever watching this film again.
Absolutely.
And I forgot some things about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember thinking it was funny the first time, and it's funny.
It does have humorous moments,
hell yeah,
man.
dude.
Especially Connie and Raymond.
Dude, their delivery's amazing.
Absolutely. They are probably the two best actors in this whole movie.
Dude, when they're burning down.
Oh, it's just let's get out of here. Fire makes me nervous.
Dude, that's so good.
It's such a great line.
And there's so many moments of that where something happens and you're just like, oh, fuck this delivery. And then, knowing what I know now about comedy, about the whole string of comedy.
Right.
There's a lot of this that kind of has a Tim and Eric element, or
to some degree they do linger on
awkward.
Very awkward things.
Yeah,
this movie does like to linger. I think we checked the time on it at least 4 times during the watching of this movie, and every time it was just like, there's no way there's that much more of this. There's no way there's that much more of it.
The Tommy Wiseau sex scenes were less awkward than
absolutely
most of this movie.
Than anything in this movie, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
I'm serious when I say
that was a good movie compared to this one.
Dude, The Room is fucking Oscar quality, man. I think we're gonna have to retract that being one of the worst movies ever made. This is intentional.
That's the other thing.
It's so
too.
fucking intentional. Mm-hmm. And even when at the end when John Waters is
yeah, because apparently we have a version that was re-released in
97.
Okay, so the movie originally came out in 74.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's obvious, and some of the acting is excusable because it's the fucking 70s. That's a thing too. So that it trods a line right there, but there's just a whole bunch about it that's no, this is just shitty and intentionally shitty and low budget, and you could tell they didn't spend any money on anything.
No, not at all.
And they're constantly trying to poke the bear. There are a few scenes where it is just people reacting.
It's just bystanders, mm-hmm. people just on the side of the street. Those aren't extras.
Nope.
Those are real people.
Those are just folks in Baltimore
reacting to what the actors and the people making the film are doing, and
that's kind of amazing.
That's kind of great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, they're giving Divine the most awkward looks.
Oh, dude, and she's eating it up. That's what makes it great. Is she's just strutting
and smiling,
dude, and having the best time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how much we're gonna actually be able to describe of this movie.
Well, they kill a chicken on screen,
which is bad.
It looks like he's sexually abusing a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually one of the scenes where, as I was watching it, that Hodorowski scene in El Topo, right?
Right, yeah.
That one kind of seems a little rapey, but it doesn't actually look like she's being raped. It looks like she didn't know she was going to get slapped, and she might not have known that he was going to rip her shirt off.
Right. Yeah.
But other than that, it looks like she understood it was a sex scene.
Yeah.
He just got a little rambunctious.
Yeah.
Right? Which I'm not excusing it. That's not
Absolutely
what I'm saying.
Not.
Okay,
no.
It's still fucked up to do that, especially to an actress that doesn't know what's going on. It's fucked up. But there's a difference between the way that this scene, this particular sex scene with a chicken plays out, where it feels like she did not really fully know what she was getting into. And the guy doing it seems aggressive in a way that is
it's real uncomfortable.
It's real uncomfortable, and it's very. I mean, it's. I hate to say this way because of course we don't know anything, but there are quite a few people in this film that seem like they are complicit with the kind of events that are in the film, and especially that guy. Like I just got you get this Charles Manson
vibe.
I don't mind at all doing whatever.
Well, and even that may have been intentional to some degree.
It might have been. Yeah. Which what if that's the case? Well, they got their message across.
I mean, it is art. I guess, but whoo, man.
Yeah.
This is just a really uncomfortable watch.
It's uncomfortable as fuck.
And like
our buddy Neil said this was a good movie.
He said it was a good movie.
I told him we were doing bad movies this month, and I was like, yeah, we're doing Pink Flamingos next. And he's like, that's not a bad movie.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
We're calling you out, Neil.
We're calling you out
right
Neil.
here.
We disagree.
Okay.
This is a terrible movie.
It has some moments.
It has little sparks of life, but the majority of it is just kind of like rubbing your hands on your knees. It's like, okay, all right, we're gonna get through this eventually. I mean,
oh man,
yeah.
There you go. See, I told you it was gonna scar you.
I'm gonna need a entire room of kittens playing in yarn to get over this. Like, I mean, like I'm gonna have to do some serious detox.
We're gonna have to start putting on the Kirby music, man.
Yeah. I mean, for real. I mean, we may it may take me a little while to drive home after this.
This is something, man, and I didn't mean to put this evil in your life, but at the same time,
I asked for it.
I've seen these things, and someone else must as well.
Exactly.
One of these days, I'm going to make you watch a Serbian film.
Oh, I don't know about that, man. You may have to.
A Serbian film is slightly better than this movie because it doesn't seem like any of the scenes were actually a rape scene. So I'll give
a Serbian film is better because it doesn't have actual rape. Well, I would hope not.
Yeah, but considering what we just watched, see, the only other thing I have to say about this movie is that shit shit at the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so John Waters,
smarmy ass motherfucker.
Oh man, he comes out with his smirk,
dude,
and his mustache,
and it's kind of great for a second
because you kind of love him because you're like, you piece of shit. Oh, I love you
and
so much.
He's not apologizing for
he's
any
just like,
of it.
Yep, did this. We did this too. I know I killed a chicken on screen, and I had a bunch of people ask me why. I know where my chicken comes from, and I don't mind killing it. And they ate it next scene, and I'm like, I don't know that completely.
I can't get behind that, John Waters, but you know what? Fuck it, man. But yeah, that shit at the end where he's just showing you all the deleted scenes.
Some of those deleted scenes were kind of funny, man.
Some of those deleted scenes were funnier than the shit that was actually in the movie.
Yeah. And he at one point was like, I can't tell whether he was making a joke or not, dude. Where he was like, and then this scene you can really see the continuity errors.
Yeah, it's like really? This scene? Just this scene? Because there's a whole bunch of continuity errors throughout this movie.
And it just doesn't make fucking...
I think he had to have been making a joke.
Tongue in cheek, dude. Because he's so sarcastic.
Absolutely.
That he's absolutely the that postmodern perfection where you can't even tell where the joke is anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And John Waters is crazy because I like him so much, but at the same time there's all of this that the emulation of his style of art has actually caused a certain amount of degeneration. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not so much saying John Waters, but
specifically
that whole style of we're going to be fucked up just to be fucked up.
Yeah. Because it's not like this movie has any kind of deeper meaning or message.
No, there's nothing
other than how terrible can we make people.
Yeah.
I mean, the last scene of the movie is Divine literally eating shit.
Yeah, dog shit.
Dog shit. that you actually see coming out of a dog's ass, and she just
scoops it up
and puts it in her mouth
and tries not to throw up.
Yeah. That was one thing. You did see her really, really trying not to fucking puke. Trying her best.
Also, hey, we both mentioned this, but Divine can produce a lot of saliva.
Oh, yeah. That one scene where she's like trying to get back at Raymond and Connie and
spitting all over their house.
Spitting all over their house. Just licking everything. Yeah. And it is like, it's actually impressive. The amount that he or she could produce.
Dude, Divine just starts going like, you gotta get your saliva glands going, and starts pouring fucking, and then she sucks her son's dick.
Yeah.
While he goes, yeah, mama, mama,
full on.
I really love it when she stops, and then he's like, oh goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. Is like I said, man, this film does not look away. Yeah, so when we describe something,
it looked away only during murder and actual gore, because they didn't have Tom Savini to make them fake dicks and fake faces.
Yeah,
to blow
and
up.
While they can kill a chicken,
they can't actually shoot
a person.
Yeah. So. Other than those things that they couldn't accomplish because of budget, they did not look away. Yeah, that's Because really, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, if only they had a really good VFX guy. I think John Waters would have made some really gruesome, like imagine if John Waters was making a movie now and was working with Eli Roth, then you'd have this. You'd be like, fuck, I can't even watch this.
Yeah, I don't even think you could like that. That would just make that movie would make the universe implode. I think it would just create a singularity.
I think Eli Roth is doing the next Mortal Kombat film. And that sounds dope to me.
That does sound dope.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got anything else to say about this, man?
Man, not really. Not really. It's bad.
The only other thing I have to say is, we both worked at a kitchen that no longer exists anymore. It was a little restaurant called Jackson's. So,
yeah.
And that's where me and Scott met. And when we first started working there, we had a manager that happened to live in Baltimore, right down the road from Divine.
Yeah.
And he told me quite a few times about how he got to meet and hang out with Divine, like, I don't know, like, handful of times. But he was talking about how awesome that was. And just how, local celebrity. And that's so fucking cool.
That's super neat. We know somebody that knows Divine.
That's insane.
So we know Divine vicariously.
And it's only like 2 steps away.
That's right.
That's better than a Kevin Bacon, man.
That's right. That's way better than a Kevin Bacon.
And hey, we don't have our own Kevin Bacon in any of these movies.
Any of these movies, not really.
Except for Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Ghostbusters?
We did talk about Ghostbusters.
Then there we go. We got Bill Murray.
We got Bill on the next one.
He's our only fucking...
he's our only Kevin Bacon for this month.
Well, no. Well, yeah, because we haven't done a Sean Connery movie.
We haven't done Sean Connery.
Okay, yeah.
We should do some Sean Connery.
I mean, no, seriously, we need to do some more Christopher Lambert movies because, Christopher Lambert's only been in so many films. Like, there's a Tarzan movie.
Yeah.
There's Fortress.
I mean, speaking of Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. Like, we should do some
Christopher Lambert movies. That's good. Yeah.
But the only thing that I want to end this with is, when you're hanging out with people and they see something that's like Skyscraper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like, fucking Skyscraper's like the worst movie I've ever seen. And you look and you're like, you have not seen a lot of films, have you?
Yeah, at that point.
Like I hear people that will rate movies that are just solid 5s or 6s.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, of course it's not inspired, it's not great, but that's a 5 or a 6. That's called a regular movie. That's just an
average movie.
You don't understand how bad movies get.
Yeah.
And because of this film, it makes me justify a lot of crap movies.
Yeah, I was already I'm pretty much a bad movie apologist anyways. I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time is Wing Commander.
Wing Commander.
Wing Commander's so fucking good. Fight me on that, please.
We'll watch that.
Yeah, we'll watch that one. But this one, man, this put the bar pretty fucking low past the dirt, Like, the bar has been buried at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, much like how steam raises the bar, John Waters lowers it.
Just so you guys know, we got a brand new episode of the Occasionally Relevant Gaming Show. Check that out too. Yeah, we did pretty good today, man. 2 podcasts in one day. Yeah. So, anyways,
you got anything else to say?
Yeah. Final thoughts, Philip?
Yeah, don't fuck with Divine.
That's the thesis of this whole fucking movie, isn't it? Do not fuck with Divine.
Don't fuck with Divine.
All right,
guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Bye.